Hi, this is Don D. You can find me on my website dond-wp.com, and what we're going to look into this video is sliders, and I'll show you how to set one up and show you one that I've made up already. So what we want to do first is I've pulled some sliders from the asset manager into my asset tab, but the only problem really is you don't know what they do. So the only thing we can do is I've got 4 here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Put them on the page and then we'll preview it in Safari, and we'll see we can see then what each one of them does. Just wait for the browser to open. There we go. So it gives a preview of the 4 that we've picked out, and we just put the cursor over. That one's got the slider text, and this one has got, oh, that's got text as well coming down, and then this one has got, oh, text coming up, and this one is, I'm scrolling with my wheel and it's scrolling or fading by the looks of it. So we'll try using that one. We can always modify it to what we want, and I'll show you how to do that. So we'll get rid of these. Yeah, and then we'll pick this one up. Oh, keep that back. Bring the whole slider up. You got to be careful when you move these around, because you know when you tap the slider, because you've got the 2 arrows underneath there, and we'll just make this a little bit bigger, and you'll see that any pictures in these sliders always default to the top left hand corner. So when you adjust the size of the slider, you've got to take that into account. Now at the moment you can see up the top context menu here, we're on panel 1, and we're on foreground now, and that is blank. So we got foreground, panel 1, panel 2, foreground. Now if we edit slider, the slider is animation in style of opaque fade, and it's got a little demonstration under here of what it looks like. So we've got 2 panels plus the foreground. Now we could change this quite easy from opaque fade to from the right. Then we've got a display time of 5,000 milliseconds, which is 5 seconds. So it's static for 5 seconds and then moves. And you start panel 1, then it's looped, and you can use the mouse wheel to change it, auto play, and stop play when next previous is clicked. But we haven't got one of those on, so that won't take effect. And then we could try it from the bottom. There we go. So we have all these options here from the right, from the left, from the top and from the bottom. So they're the sliders. And then medley, you get a mixture of all of them here. And then you've got a accordion horizontal, accordion vertical, overlay slider, overlay fade, scroller and date time. I'm not going to go through all these on this one. I'm just going to do the slider. So if we look in the panels section, you've got the foreground, panel and panel. So what we can do is add a panel. You can copy a panel, so you can get the same, any items that you've got on that panel that you've selected, you can copy it to have another one. So if you set up a picture and a text box and stuff like that, and you're going to do that on each one, you can just copy it and then just change the items on that. So that's that. You can. So what we'll do, we'll just add another couple of panels. Right, if we OK that, click on the slider. At the moment we're on panel 4. This is one of the new ones we've added. Now we're on foreground and we are on panel 1. So what we want to do is delete that, and we'll get a frame, picture frame. Right, that's all those, isn't it? Right, let's get this one. Close, and we'll click and drag that onto the panel. Do that and that, like so, and we'll just copy that, select the slider, go to the second panel, and get rid of that picture, Control-Alt-V, which should put the picture frame in the same place on the second panel, and then we'll go to the third panel, Control-Alt-V again, go to the last panel, Control-Alt-V. Let's put the photo frames in the panels. Then we'll go back to panel 1. Now we want some pictures, so we'll add pictures. I've got some Jubilee pictures here, so that's 1, control and click, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Right, let's put those in there. As we're on panel 1, we'll click and drag the Queen into there. And now, second panel, click and drag, picture in there. Move to the next panel. Another way to change panels, by the way, is on this drop down box, click the small arrow and then you can go to panel 4 on this one, click and drag there. Right, so what I've done is I've deleted everything from the slider that I'd pulled in from the assets, taken everything out of all the panels and put my own items in. So we'll just preview that. Now it's set up as an automatic start and to change every 5 seconds. So there's the first one. So that's coming from the bottom. So if you want to change it, click on the slider, see, from the bottom. So if we go from the right, it'll have a little demonstration at the bottom here. There we go. So we OK that. Preview again. There we are. And then you get them changing automatically. Might be alright for a banner or something like that. You can make it wider and put 2 or 3 photographs on the same panel. So that's that. That was quite easy, wasn't it? But what you can do is you could do with buttons. So you have a button underneath and you can click it, go backwards and forwards within the sequence. So what you want is arrows. Have a look at some buttons, see what designs we've got here. Oh look, there's a couple here. Left and right. You can see they're blue here, and it's got a little symbol of colour scheme there, and you can see when I pulled them in they've turned to green. Close. Because my colour scheme that is picked up is one of the green colours there. So if we just get a little bit closer to this, right, and we'll have that one there and that one there. Right, you can't see them very well, can you? So we'll just put a quick shape. Well, in fact, what we'll do, we'll page properties. We'll just colour the background. Oh, master page. Put that as yellow. Here you can see the buttons there anyway. So what we'll do is click the slider. You've got to make sure that you know the ID number. Slider 11 this is. So what we've got to do is click the button to go back. So then we click actions, and then we add, and then we've got slider. Okay, you got that? So I'll go through that again. You click the button, right click it, actions, add, and come down to slider. Now here we've got to choose the slider panel. As there's only one on this page, it's slider 11. And then we've got a choice here of what this button will do. It can go to the previous or the first, last, or whatever. So what we'll go to the previous on this one. OK. OK that. Then there's this one. Actions, add, slider. Then we'll have this one as next. It does say here, that hint, you can leave the slider ID blank and the nearest slider on the page from the button will be chosen for you automatically. So there's something you may want to try yourself. OK. OK that's fine. And what we'll do now, we'll just click the panel again and take off autoplay. Although it says here we've got stop play when next and previous clicked. So what we could do, leave that ticked, OK, and we'll preview. And it should start to play automatically. But if you want to see a bit more, you can click the button and it'll go back so you can watch it. And then here you can click forward, and then you can start going forward in the slideshow. Just keep on clicking. Go back to the first one, and if you want to go back, there you click back. So you can have your own little slideshow. So that's just a little idea of how you can use a slider. I am going to go into other things, because you can have what they call nesting sliders, where you have this main slider and then you can have another slider or even two sliders on top of this, usually those ones will go onto the what they call the foreground. If I click this and go to the foreground, any item that's on the foreground will show on top of all the items on the other panels. So for instance, if I put this circle on there, we'll colour that red, okay, and I preview, you will see that the red circle is on the first slider, on the second slide, and so on. That red circle stays where it is on top of the other panels. Right. So that's that. That's that for now, and I'll show you this one I've made up. Now I've called this a book slider. All I've done, if I click on the slider and then go to the foreground, now that's empty apart from the buttons on the bottom of the foreground here. Now they have been set up to go through the book within this slider. So you've got that one there is set up as previous, okay, and that one is set up as the first panel, okay, and then the other side you've got next and last. And then what you have here, I've got there's panel 1. I've just made up a little sort of book, and there's panel 2. And I've just numbered the pages, just put a circle in the page number in them, and that's you'll find that that's the last page. Go back to the foreground. Okay, and so if I preview this in Safari, it'll start off with page 1. There we are, page 1, the title page, and then you can go to the next, and go through the book, or back again, or you can go straight to the first page, or you can go to the last page and work your way back. So this is a little idea that I come up with as a demonstration. I have got another one here, and this one was designed by Lon in California. Oh, that's not published, so if I go to it, then preview, and then we can preview it in Safari, and I'll show you what I mean by nesting tables. Now this top one here, there's a fault that you've got to watch out for, all to do with the IDs of the panels that you're using, especially if you're using a nesting panel like we have here. The reason being, a couple of these panels, it's usually the main panel and one of the nesting sliders. They've got the same number. But if we have a look at the bottom one here, this one is working correctly, and you've got the main panel, which you'll see move in a second, and then you've got another slider on top here, going through all the bits and pieces, and then you see the main one move over. I think that's moving the main one is moving every 30 seconds, and the smaller one every 5 or 6. So you've got a number of pictures, so you can go through the sequence and you set the timings up so it does the sequence and then moves. But as I say, there's a problem with this top one because of the panel numbers. So when you do it, be careful. Slider 66, that's slider 111, yeah, that's the one that's causing the problem, because this slider has got a different sequence of movement than the main slider, but it's getting mixed up when it's published. You can see that's slider 66 and the main slider is 66. So just be careful when you make these sliders up. Well, I think that will do for this tutorial. I'll make up another one or two for the sliders, especially on the accordion and the date and time. That should be an interesting one people might want to use. And the scroll slider. I can do the scroll slider and the date and time in the same tutorial, and then do the accordion in another one. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I hope you learned a little something there. If you have any trouble, you can contact me anyway. Okay then, goodbye for now.